Where's my phone? Oh, very nice. You write a script right now, Doc?
Just kidding. There's an opium in epidemic.
That's right. That's right. We don't have to that. How you doing? Good.
I'm doing
All right.
great.
Matt, do you have the copy of the Manscaped and the BlueChew?
Well, I have BlueChew up on my computer screen, and I have the Manscaped on my phone.
Okay. So you have both. Okay.
Yep. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Survivor NSFW. I am in my comfortable basement with it's climate controlled. I'm chilling down here with a couple beers. Just watched Survivor. I wish I was with Johnny Fairplay right now. Johnny, where are you and who are you with right now?
I am in Durham, North Carolina at the Dirty Bull Brewing. We got a pretty raucous crowd. This has been a really fun turnout. We told a lot of stories on the VIP meet and greet that I should never tell again.
Right.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But
But right now, Joy, we're going to bring in the cavalcade of stars here. We're starting out. Dr. Allison, she's on call. There could be someone dying any minute. We don't know.
And right now, she's actually diagnosed me for my sciatic nerve. So she's very busy tonight, folks.
If there was only time for the BlueChew plug, I would have so many questions for you, Dr. Allison. But let's start at the beginning of the show. We come back and Matt, bring us into the scene.
Yeah, so it's night 16. You know what I mean? And we're at the Vokai tribe, and as we know, every time after a tribal council, everyone is kind of like, wow, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I wasn't in on the vote, etc. People are paranoid, and Lauren is bummed. We see her and Missy talking, and she's just kind of bummed that she's kind of not really feeling comfortable at this point in time.
So have you ever been on the outside of a boat, Allison?
I've had my boat stolen. Of course I've been on the outside of the boat.
What do you think Lauren's going through right now?
I mean, she feels lied, she feels betrayed, and she's also thinking, how do I recover my game?
So, I think I skipped step one. I'm a horrible addict. It's just make apologies. I'm like, that sounds stupid. But it's just instead of focusing on, I'm down, I'm pissed off, I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm focusing on step two. Where can I put myself back into where I need to be so I'm not on the outside of anything going forward?
That's why you're a good Survivor player.
Because I have a black heart.
Yeah, indeed you do.
For those Survivor subreddit people, could you say hi?
Of course. Hi.
There you go. Hi,
And
Allison.
I'm checking my pulse right now.
She's checking your pulse. There you go. We're 2 for 2.
Trust this Janet. All of the memes of me. Just kidding. Bad Janet.
I love it. All right, so going from there, we understand that old Janet is now known as Mama Janet.
Yes.
Are you cool with the name change?
I think Mama Janet's an upgrade.
From old
She
Janet?
just flashed us.
She did.
I love that.
She won me over with the flashing.
And I'm not even into it, but I still love it. It's not my thing, but
Yeah. Can I mention Brett LaBelle standing right beside me? Let's hear from Brett LaBelle.
Yeah.
Good to be here. I'm a big fan of this podcast. I'm psyched to be on it.
Right. Well, so after kind of Lauren is freaking out, her and Missy are talking, we go to the Lyro tribe where basically it rained all freaking night. And it's crazy. I'm watching it with my family, and my wife is like, God, that would totally suck. And I don't know about you guys, Brett and Allison, but on Survivor Caramoan, it rained quite a bit in the Philippines. And aside from the hunger and the bug bites and everything else, being wet and being rained on for me was one of the worst possible things on Survivor. Can you guys tell any stories potentially about, was it raining on your season and was that one of the worst things for you guys?
That was my least favorite thing about the show. We had a 12-day straight of rain and 2 evacuations. So I don't think I can describe to someone how terrible it is to be in wet, stinky underwear for 15 days straight and to have your hands be pruning. It's one of those things you can't really convey. But I watched it. I was like, you guys have had one night of rain, a tough night, but any night of rain is a tough night.
Yeah, I mean, we had a cyclone in season 33. Like the first 3 or 4 days, it was rain, and literally, and anyone that's played knows this. You know, when you get out of a bathtub and you've been in too long, it's like for 24 hours your hands are pruny. It's weird, it's scary, and it's the worst thing in the world. And I had Chris Hammonds hugging me and trying to stay warm, and his face in my lap. It was awful for me. It was awful for me.
Yeah, it's truly awful. And we see, you know, Jamal is trying to get a fire started right after the whole night of rain. And we know when your materials are.
Matt, I just heard Dr. Allison just explain to me that the worst thing in the world is being stuck in old crusty underwear and you know what makes that worse? Not taking care of yourself down there. And I'd like to introduce our newest sponsor, Manscaped. NSFW podcast. It is Manscaped, the creators of the Lawnmower 2.0. You can take care of everything that needs to be taken care of. Matt, give us some more information.
I tell you what, here's the funny thing, Johnny Fairplay. I have a lot of hair from the neck up. I got a dreadlock beard that's like almost down to the ground. I used to have long hair, but I'm not a fan of body hair. So with that being said, dude, Manscaped offers tons of stuff to trim any kind of man bush that you may have. I do not want a beard below my neck. So with Manscaped, you can use all kinds of stuff to keep yourself clean, bro, and looking good.
But not only do you get that, Matt, if you go to manscaped.com, use promo code Survivor when you do. They love it when I use promo code Survivor for my giveaways.
Why wouldn't they?
You can also get the Crop Preserver, which is ball deodorant, ladies and gentlemen. Ball deodorant now available.
Those boys have never smelled so clean.
Well, I tell you what, Johnny, the other day, I literally took a shower and I read the back of that package and I used the ball deodorant. You towel dry off and you put a little bit of ball deodorant in your fingertips, a little bit of lotion, and you just rub it on the scrotile saccius.
Yeah. Also, the Crop Reviver is available from Manscaped. This is a toner and refresher.
I was never so happy to hear that this was your new sponsor because I am not only the Manscaped president, I'm also a client. I love this. I absolutely love this thing. If you haven't bought it and you're a guy, you need to, and you'll love it also.
Did I mention that Manscaped offers boxer briefs?
Yes, and Johnny, I literally did my laundry with when I got that stuff, and they're actually pretty dope. I usually wear Under Armour, but the Manscaped boxer briefs are pretty good.
There's lots of rebuilding. Tell them what they get when they go to manscaped.com. Use promo code Survivor.
Dude, you get 20% off and free shipping with discount code Survivor at manscaped.com. Always use the right tools for the job, and your balls will thank you.
Yes.
100% agree.
The doctor agrees.
Dr. Allison, before we let you go, I got a parting gift for you.
Oh, no. That's not necessary.
You might have a patient that needs it.
You never know.
Well, that's Dr. Mike.
Yeah, well, that
Don't say that too loud. He'll call in.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of another Mike, let's talk Mike White. All right, so we haven't gotten quite to Tom yet in his second Me Too accusation of the season. But Dan, sorry, Dan, I'm sorry, but Dan. So I'm sitting there watching Dan, and like I thought going into the season, this is going to be this version of Mike White. It's just like he's a celebrity, he's got stories, he entertains. I'm not seeing Mike White 2.0.
No, there is no Mike White 2.0. He's the best.
So will you please explain, because I just fans come up to me, I have other survivors come up to me. Brett and I were talking about how in the world does Mike White, the creator of the Emoji Movie, you should burn for that alone, but a multi-millionaire, how do you allow someone like that to go to the final three? Do you just know that there's no way you can win, or are you planning on cutting his legs off earlier?
Oh, it definitely. I think it helped that he was a Goliath amongst. After the game, I think people are there to play the game and to reward the best game possible. And then I think the reason that he made it so far is because he would convince the person in front of him that he was rooting for you, that he was your best friend. Like, he would tell me that he wanted me to win, and that I'm the type of person that he writes screenplays about, and he roots for me in real life. And I will admit, that doesn't hurt to hear. But he would do the same thing to every single person and give them what they need. So you're convinced this is the person to sit next to. What a good final two to have. And then lo and behold, he's behind the scenes being a puppet master.
Ned Schneebly.
That's right.
Do you think he had any chance of winning?
I voted for him. Of course I do.
Okay.
I defend that. I mean,
I understand you feel like, but like looking at your other players, do you think there's any? But like, are they thinking this motherfucker has $1 million? I can't give him another $1 million.
I legitimately think that after 39 days, that you kind of forget about that in a way. I think that Mike shot himself in the foot at Final Tribal because he said he wasn't playing for the pot of gold. He's playing for the rainbow. When our Final Tribal heard that, everyone sort of shifted their tone and said, "Oh yeah,
you already have
doesn't need this."
Yeah.
And you could think about what Nick could do with that money.
Well, rainbows are very popular amongst our people. So.
But I want to say this. Speaking of Mike White, like in today's day and age, as fans of Survivor, I mean, if someone plays a better game, right? If you have a great strategist and someone who played a great game, but they're already wealthy, versus, a single parent that needs $1 million, are you going to do the sympathy vote, or?
Really not.
If you like, I think that I would be voting. It is a game, right? The prize is $1 million, but I think I am rewarding the person who played the best game versus, if I would vote for Mike White potentially, even though he's a millionaire, if I thought he played a better game.
Yeah, but Matt, you played with an NBA star, did you? If I remember correctly.
No, I did not. But I did play with someone who's like a multi-millionaire. Sherry on the Fans Tribe has a bunch of restaurant franchises, and
So would that affect your voting? Because
I think that I would. If I'm on the jury, which I didn't make the damn jury, but if I'm on the jury, I believe that I would vote for who as a fan of the game, would vote for the person that I think played the best game. Not, let's just give it to her or him because they need the money.
I don't know. I think if you're Mike White or you're, I feel like it has to affect the jury of whether they're going to give you the money. I know I'm not giving the money to a millionaire. I thought Chris Hammonds was an NFL star when I first saw him. I was like, I'm not going to give this guy a dime.
Did Zeke, did Zeke inform you that he was on an NFL star?
No, actually, Zeke was very quiet about the OU.
Okay. So for me personally, even though there's the black heart of Johnny Fairplay, and I will reward the greater strategist in the game, I will not give a millionaire another $1 million, only because I feel the game of Survivor was originally created to change someone's life.
I agree with that.
And I don't see $1 million changing Mike White's life. I think you'd have a great summer.
You'd have a great summer, a great party, and take some people on a great trip.
Yeah. So I God bless him but I feel the original concept of Survivor was not to have celebrities, was not, so it was the prize was meant to change someone's life, and despite I'm all about gameplay, I'm all about strategy. I'm not a fan of Sandra Diaz-Twine, I'm a friend of Sandra Diaz-Twine.
Stand out.
Sandra Diaz-Twine is a normal person. I'm going to give the greatest strategist, but God.
Yeah, but think about this. I know we're going off kind of completely different tangent, but if I'm Mike White, what if I want the sole survivor title and Mike White wins and he's like, hey, I'm stoked I won the title and I'm going to give Nick the freaking $1 million. Like, I'll just donate the money to him. Couldn't someone do that?
We're all in, Matt.
Excellent point, yeah.
Honestly, I will add, I know Mike struggled a lot actually with the idea of winning $1 million. He got really uncomfortable with the idea of being a millionaire who would win another $1 million. Mike, it was
Well, Johnny and I last night, amongst too many beers, we were thinking, and I said that was. I'm shocked that it took him that long to vote him out. Like I thought he wouldn't last long on that season at all, just because everyone figured out who he was.
Yeah. And I imagine he's a good storyteller.
He's
right?
a great storyteller, and he played it perfectly. He made it. He downplayed it. He would talk about how expensive imported Spanish tiles were, and he would just laugh about that and be like, "Oh yeah, he's never gonna win." And then somehow he's sitting in the final three.
But a story, I mean, like is you know, I don't want to crush anyone's feelings, but on Pearl Islands, they didn't hate me. Like, you know, I was Roddy Piper's personal assistant before Survivor. I have pretty crazy fucking stories, I promise you. like Roddy Piper was insane. I was ready to be famous and ready to make up the stories that were going to happen to me. So there, you know, as you're sitting there, like, you know, Sandra Diaz-Twine sitting there on the second bench right there. Sandra Diaz-Twine on day one said, "This one time I was on the way to the prom and I hit someone's car and I kept driving." On day 4, Sandra Diaz-Twine's like, "This one time on the way to the prom." I'm like, I know! Everyone here knows! We're 8 times in! But if you're a storyteller, the number one thing, like, you know, if you're not talking strategy, you're begging for something else to talk about. Literally begging. And if you have someone that tells the same story 8 times, it's like, well, I heard that story versus I don't love Johnny Fairplay. God damn, he's better than no TV.
Well, so let's get back to this, man. So tonight during Tribal, obviously, there was it was an interesting Tribal because we're talking about gender issues.
Sorry, so you can sit down, please, Matt.
What's that?
Gender, and I want to be a part of
Oh, you want this one?
Yes.
Oh, okay, never mind. We'll save the prize.
No. So here's the deal. So we see, you know, Jamal kind of earlier on in the episode, people are kind of, you know, Nora's not down with Jamal. Nora wants an all-girls alliance. Kelly is annoyed at Jamal. People seem to be annoyed by him because he's not letting kind of Kelly work on the fire. So we're leading up to this whole girls alliance. People are afraid and stuff like that. So with that being said, Allison, like at Tribal, what went down, you know, last week we saw this race debate between Jack and Jamal, and it was just a really cool human moment, right? Jack made the stupid do-rag comment and it became this, you know, pretty cool conversation. It was pretty powerful. And at Tribal tonight, it was another powerful, you know, situation. What is your guys' take on how that went down?
Oh, I loved everything that Kelly brought up, that Jada brought up. I thought it was a really beautiful point. I think it was something that I was hoping to see with my season is the celebration of all these strong, powerful, unique females. And then I was pretty vocal about the idea that many of the women in my tribe and on my season build archetypes and were sort of one note, even though in person they were dynamic and extraordinary. And just on the screen, you had a flirt, you had a crier, you had Angelina.
you had a great Survivor villain.
Yes, absolutely.
Can we agree on that?
100%. Beautiful. Perfect.
With amazing self-awareness.
That's her greatest strength.
Well, that and her rice gathering ability.
And her ability to climb ladders.
Oh my God.
Okay, I take it back. Angelina's wonderful.
I'm not saying a word. I got in trouble too many times.
But no, I am really pleased with what we're seeing production do now, where it is this multifaceted female character. I said to Jeff, why not a heroine? And I feel like there's been direct feedback to play up these strong women. And what's more, I think it was beautiful what Kelly articulated, the idea that why are we so fearful of an all-women's alliance? Why do we boil someone down to one characteristic, whether it be their race, whether it be their gender, whether it be their sexual orientation? No, you are all parts of your being that plays into, but you're so much more than any one thing.
I don't think they should allow heroin. I understand it, but I don't think.
Sciatica.
Would that help?
Yes.
I don't think that's going to help. I don't think it's going to help the gameplay adding in heroin. I mean, if you're
so Johnny, we see, so Janet is who goes to Island of the Idols. Now, Johnny and I talk every week about this. We were kind of like, man, what's Sandra and Rob going to be like? Is it going to take away from the season? What's going to go down? So Janet goes there. I thought this was a very well done segment of Island of the Idols. I think Janet is very smart. She didn't jump at the first thing and I'm going to do this challenge. Overall, Brett and Allison, what is your take on the Island of the Idols theme? And do you think that Boston Rob and Sandra are bringing anything to the table in a positive manner for this season of Survivor? Or is it a waste of all of our time taking away from getting to know the newbies?
Yeah, so I've been in trouble for this. Sandra Diaz Twine called me this week to yell at me. So,
you too?
Yeah. So
she called Matt to yell at me.
And
she didn't even bother calling me. Just like,
if you're gonna have Islands of the Idols, I think they're all right. Boston Rob, yes. Sandra, yes. I mean, Sandra's won twice. Nobody else has won twice. They're completely honorable and everything. The thing that bothers me is we have people that are playing. I think they're playing very. We have people that are playing their hearts out, and we're losing time because we're going to this island where I want to see more time at the camp. And I love those two. I'm more power to them. I understand why they're doing it, but I don't think we need it. That's my personal opinion.
I agree. I think it's a distraction. I think that we spend a fair amount of the episode at the Island of the Idols. I do love Rob and Sandra in the little peanut gallery because I think that's some great dialogue.
I like that too, though.
Yeah, but
I like that it's called Panic Gallery. I had no idea.
Peanut
Gallery. Oh, sorry. Either one I wasn't aware of.
You're not familiar with that phrase?
The peanut gallery? Oh, no. The peanut gallery. Well, yeah. I didn't know that that's what they were calling that.
And speaking of nuts, Manscaped.
Oh, wow.
I'm just providing you with all the transitions for the product question.
You're doing BlueChew soon.
Who was purple for part of the season?
Yeah.
If there had been something that was distracting from my character development, I would have resented it as a player. So I can imagine some of the people who feel like their relationships are being shown, they're disappointed and would rather have that time spent at camp than at the Island of Life.
Yeah, that's an excellent point because, I mean, how many times, I'm sure you've seen it too, you say, oh, this shit air, it's really great, and it doesn't air. Now, if you see your stuff not airing, but yet they're airing, it's got to infuriate the people that are playing right now, I would think.
I would imagine it, looking at the room, gauging it, super sexy contestants that are not here, I assure you. So, no, my thing with Island of the Idols, I think it draws eyeballs, the idea of Boston Rob and Sandra coming back. I think there's some outlying fans that come back for a Sandra Diaz Twine and a Boston Rob. I give kudos there. Queen stays queen. And I also think as a whole, I don't think it's been great. I haven't hated it as much as I thought I would, shockingly. But I thought last week was an excellent example of how it could be used because I felt last week's was used as a showcase of Elaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
So I don't think like we learned. I didn't know her mother had passed away right before she played. I didn't know she was a broken can of biscuits. There's many things that I wasn't aware of that I learned during that showcase with them, and I think she got that time because she was with them.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that there's the same for Janet tonight. That you saw more of her and you saw more of her decision making. I like seeing a rational person articulate her thoughts and not just jump on, oh, there's some sort of opportunity. I'm going to play, like hear through and speak through.
Do you think that Janet knew who Boston Rob and Sandra was?
This is really interesting because I've been watching a lot of this and I've been saying, they're like, oh my God, it's so great to see you. And then they're like, they're not saying their names right away. So I think I would say about 50% do not know who the hell they are.
Because the statues, like you would think you would see the statue. You're like, oh shit, but like no one's like looked at the statues and been like, oh shit.
Well, shit, it's Boston Robert Sandra. I mean, how fast does it fall off the tongue? If I was there, I would think, oh my God, it's Boston Robert Sandra. Oh, they can't think of it. Oh my God, it's Boston Robert Sandra. No one is saying it because they don't know who they are. Survivor cast people all the time that have never watched. It's crazy.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, what I was saying is, sometime this week I saw online on Twitter. No, what I saw was like Jody Winchesky said, we only cast fans now, or something to that effect, right? So I find that to be not true, because exactly what you're saying, Brett, is like, if you're a fucking fan of Survivor and you see the two biggest Survivor iconic male and female people, Boston Rob and Sandra, if you watched any Survivor, you're going to know who they are.
I agree with you 100%. The fact that they walk up and go, oh my God, it's you. No, sorry. No, you don't know them.
I will say this. When Janet started crying, I felt myself being like, if I walked up and saw Boston Rob and Sandra, I too would cry.
I am so sick of crying. I was sick of it on my season. And literally, like, from here on out, all I see is more crying. It's 6.5 weeks, folks. It's 6.5 weeks. You're all dying. A lot of you are dying to get on Survivor. If you go out there and cry, you're going to have me to talk to, because it's like, it's not that hard. You'll get through it. It's 6.5 weeks. You're going to live. You're going to eat eventually. Everything's going to be fine. I don't understand all the crying, Johnny. I don't understand it.
Will you apologize for your crying on Survivor?
Well, that was because my dad came out of the woods.
But so we see Janet's there, and the cool thing about
no, we gotta let Dr. House.
Oh wait a minute, the doctor's in.
Okay, here. I don't think you want the lawnmower 2.0.
I don't have a use for the lawnmower 2.0.
Whoa! I will give you the Manscaped Daily News. The headlines read.
You can put this up in your office.
Just keep it in the bathroom. The headlines read, "We shave balls." So
amazing. Like I said, this is more of Dr. Mike's territory.
Yeah.
But, you know,
you're both doctors. So don't forget, go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code Survivor, which they love. Dr. Allison, thank you so much for joining us. Feel free to hang out. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the fans.
Goodbye. Goodbye, fans.
Goodbye, fans.
Not the time party at all.
That's good news to hear for the summer.
You are the best.
Thank you. Jane, can you come up?
Jane.
So Johnny and Brett, Janet, when she was there and Boston Rob gave her the option, you know, she could have safety without power protection up until 7 players left, right? Or she loses her vote. She ran the scenarios in her head. She was the only person that has gone to the Island of the Idols that actually thought about the proposition that Boston Rob and Sandra were giving. She turned it down. I think that it shows that Janet is a very smart player. I really like Janet. I think she freaking rules. And I think that, you know, she made the correct decision on this week's Island of the Idols excursion.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally agree.
I love her too. I think she's great. Finally, someone walked away. You know what I mean?
Well, she finally thought about what they were saying instead of jumping on the bandwagon thinking they're going to take the first thing off of them.
And I think that Boston Rob and Sandra completely respected her decision. Like, look, you actually, like, this is a test, and you denying our offer really is you passed the test. Like, that was the smartest option to do.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't think you're going home that weekend, you shouldn't be. Like, if that night you don't think it's you, why would you? I mean, unless you know you can win the challenge, I wouldn't take a chance at losing a vote. I mean, losing a vote is hard.
I think more importantly than losing the vote is I think it's a shitty reward. Like you're safe vote, but when it's time to vote, they pull you and everyone sees it, they pull you. You don't fucking get. It's just like you. Everyone comes back and just like, so what the fuck did you get there? You've been lying. I see no. Like I thought that was a crappy advantage. Like I think Rob, he's just like. Why didn't you ask me for a better offer? When she said no, why didn't you offer her a better offer? Because you offered her a crappy prize.
And that's the thing. He's been talking about, they jumped right forward. I had something else to give them. Why the fuck did he give her anything else?
Yeah, where's you don't have to leave right now, so they don't know that you fucked them.
Right.
That is a surprise. I mean.
Right on. So.
When about building fire,
Yeah,
right.
and he was going to be the competitor.
Yeah.
Unless you have actually practiced making fire, why would you think you can beat him?
I mean, but you still rolled the dice. I mean, like it was the beginning of the game. Like I would play the not play. He made fun of her for not asking for a better offer. She had no idea there would be a better offer available. It's just like I'll roll the dice. I mean, like my alliance is strong. I've been in this game. I'm not on the chopping block. Yeah, I want to play. I mean, I want to say that I tried to beat Boston Rob at making fire.
Yeah, but that was a stupid move.
I mean,
first of all,
you came out there to play, to not play.
I totally get it, but
Use your vote.
But I don't. I felt she was safe. She felt she was safe, and it didn't harm her in any way.
Yeah.
So, but I just want to
anyway, you see it's Boston Rob standing. You want to play the game. I see it. I don't see it.
Yeah. I mean, there's. So, but I think the move tonight, like she made the right call, but she wasn't rewarded. Like you should have said, all right, that you got the lesson right. So here's something stupid.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was in my head that if
he won,
they turned it down.
That was learning the lesson, turning it down.
But he didn't offer anything.
He didn't give her nothing for doing the right thing. It's just like
But everyone else that jumped at it, he was like, well, they should have waited.
Yeah.
So she waits, she scoffs at it, and nothing comes to her.
Yeah.
So what is this island about? I'm confused.
This island is about getting Boston Rob and Sandra airtime and their secret scenes. Hey, how high is the tower getting? So because I saw like he's okay. We live.
How funny is it that we saw Chris Underwood? Is everyone noticing this?
Yeah.
We're starting to notice that we're starting to see people we might see in 40, maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
Chris Underwood was on a 40.
He isn't?
No.
Don't you think it's why are they showing him? I thought it was they keep showing.
I don't think Boston Rob knew who Chris Underwood was. It was a calculated move. I think it's one of the great.
I think we'll see him again.
For those of you that don't listen to the podcast, which should be none of you or listen to the podcast. Like my mom only watched the finale of Edge of Extinction. She thought it was the greatest single episode of Survivor she's ever seen. And if you only watched that one episode, you'd agree. But if you suffered through the rest, it was a slap in the face. So it's just like, so I watched this whole thing with this guy that I don't know when. But anyway. Matt, what do you got?
No, so here's the deal. We learned, dude, so first of all, Janet flashes her boobies, which was funny. She's a fun, loving character.
Matt, you know what happens when boobies get flashed?
Dude, when boobies get flashed, it's time for me to take a BlueChew.
Oh, are you talking BlueChew.com using promo code Survivor?
BlueChew brings you the first chewable, dude, with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. You can take them anytime, day or night. You and Brett LaBelle can pop one right now.
How do you say that?
Brett LaBelle took one.
Body's getting started.
Brett, you guys are going to be cuddling, and you're going to feel not only a stick, but a damn log. You're going to be like, what the fuck is that? And that's Brett LaBelle, because he just took a damn BlueChew. And right now, you can go to BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Survivor to try it completely for free.
Free. We're giving it to you for free. We're like, no, we know this shit works. You're coming back. This is like a good drug dealer. This is as Biggie Smalls taught us. You give them the first one's on us, and then they come back. It's free. Go to BlueChew.com. Use promo code Survivor. We're giving away Super Hard Dicks game Use the promo code Survivor. Go on social media. Just share it. Put in hashtag Super Hard Dicks.
And we're having another kid soon.
Me and Brad might. You never know.
And the thing is, you just pay $5 for the shipping, right? So it's totally free.
We're giving away free Super Hard Dicks. And you go to BlueChew.com, use promo code Survivor.
And once they're hard, you can manscape them.
You can manscape them after. Well, I mean, you should. That's the only way to really seal the deal. You know what? I'm going to give away a Manscaped kit right here.
Let's do it right now.
Hey, a full kit with everything. Here's the question. What survivor, look at his face, needs to be manscaped more than any other survivor in the history of Survivor? Man, wow. They're saying Rupert, but I got some Matt Bischoffs. Who do you think?
I'm saying Matt Bischoff.
Say fuck Rupert, man. It's okay. He's just smiling. Can you not hear me?
Can you hear us, Matt?
Oh, I can hear you. Let me put it this way. Rupert's beard is like a 5 o'clock shadow compared to my beard. So if anyone needs, my wife would be very happy if this thing was to leave my face. So I don't think it's going to happen, but anyways, dude, so here's the thing. After Janet flashes her boobs, she comes back and she kind of gives a BS story to the rest of her tribe, but it kind of goes in line with what Kelly had said when she got back. So it's kind of like everyone is believing what is going on. So I think she played it off pretty well, you know? So after that goes down, we find out that we see this cuddling scene, right? And I'm like, what's going on with this cuddling scene? Dan seems to be a cuddler, and I don't think the women are very excited about Dan cuddling with them at night.
Now, Jane, you like a good cuddler, don't you?
As cold as it is out there, if you got a man that's hot, you want to snuggle.
All right. So did you cuddle with Jane Rice?
No, I could with Jimmy Johnson.
She likes money.
Jane Rice didn't have his money yet. That was a smart move. There was no reason to bet on that pit crew guy at that time. Who knew he'd write cruise?
Can I just say that, like, I realized in the last 2 episodes that, you know, Survivor's teaching us lessons here. We had do-rag gate. You know what I mean?
Hey, we got some do-rag. I know we got in the back here. Coming up, we actually do not. We have a buff in the crowd. Can I show up this buff? It's a really nice buff.
Yeah, bring it up. Yeah. That's a beautiful buff. I like that buff.
So we'd like to thank Buff. Go to Buff USA to get yourself a buff. They're the greatest thing if you're cycling, biking, and surviving hurricanes, cyclones, you name it. We have a patron right here. Introduce yourself.
My name is Chris Crawford.
Chris Crawford, did you wear your buff here tonight?
Absolutely.
Chris Crawford always wears his buff.
Nice work, Chris.
Don't call it a do-rag. So that doesn't look like a buff. Right?
No, dude. Chris looks buff. Like he's got a buff, but he looks buff. He looks like he's gonna beat all your asses.
Well, most of our patrons work out a lot, man.
He's a big dude. So I'll tell you right now. So we had do-rag gate, Matt. Yes.
No, go ahead.
Oh no. So we had do-rag gate. In this episode, we had a lot of women's movement, Me Too stuff.
Yeah.
But then we have this guy who works in LA, right? He works in the business, and he's punching everybody out there. Like, what is going to come of this, Johnny? What is going on with this? To me, it's like this guy, has he been sleeping under a rock in LA and has never heard of the Me Too movement? Don't touch women and make them creeped out. Like, what is going on here?
I think we learned that people in the business fuck people. Like, that's kind of the thing. So I stop it.
Is Survivor going to teach us more lessons before this season?
Hey, so that's the thing. So every week I watch Survivor now, I feel like I'm learning something. Don't you? Like, I liked it more when there was like a character named Sexist Johnny Fairplay that entertained us more than taught us lessons.
Yes.
Agree. Totally agree.
I mean, like, can't we just watch and say that guy's a piece of shit and I love him or hate him, but we don't have to learn about it? Isn't that?
Well, let me tell you this. Like, it's cool to learn lessons, but like, it's funny, like at tribal council, when all this, like, the girls are talking about, they're making really great speeches at tribal council, Kelly and Janet. But my two kids, well, my teenage boy Ryder especially was like, God, Dad, he's like, I don't want to hear about all this freaking like, girl stuff. I just want to watch an exciting tribal council. He was just so I think there's like two types of people. Like some people, it's like these stories and talking about society that is today and talking about race and gender and different things like that is cool. But other times, like Johnny Fairplay, you're just wanting entertaining television from you want a hero and you want a villain. And are we seeing, as much as I love this season so far as the cast and just the normal everyday people like we saw on original Survivor, are there any true villains and heroes on this season of Survivor yet?
Ooh, that's a good question. I guess it depends who you ask. I mean, some people might think some people they don't like some people or the other one. I just can't believe that we're learning. I swear they're teaching us more than Schoolhouse Rock taught us in the 80s.
Yeah.
Survivor.
I mean, I think we're learning who the good players are, but I don't think we're like, I don't think there's anyone.
Yeah. Like Kelly, I think she's playing really well.
But I don't think I hate her.
No, I don't hate her.
Yeah.
And Aaron, I don't hate him. He's playing very well.
Like Jamal, like I Instagram Jamal. Like I'll peek behind the curtain. I asked Jamal if calling out Jack last week was gameplay or just instant emotional reaction. He was just like, well, if it was gameplay, it would be pretty horribly strategic because it was absolute just instant reaction. So, but I don't like. I left last week liking Jamal more, but was tonight framed to make Jamal look like a bad guy? I think.
I feel like it set him up that he's going home, so that's what I feel like.
Well, he did say I've never felt safer, so I thought that like rule number one: if you're ever on Survivor, do not say someone will not win. Trust me.
They'll win.
Yeah, you fucking guaranteed that $1 million check. And do not say you can never feel safer in the history of the game because that's crazy talk. Like why would you say that? You know, like if you've ever watched
If you've ever watched
the show, you know what they're going to use against you. Like don't say that like it's just like who do you think's going home? I'm like, weird. Like that is the correct answer. You can give them everything. It's like we went fishing and Lil was stupid. You can say all those things. So, but if they're just like, who's going home? They're like, could be you. It's just like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. I just can't get answers right now.
But I like going back to the hero villain thing. I'm looking at pictures I have on my desk of the cast, and I seriously don't think there's anyone that I truly hate. I mean, Nora, she's not. I don't hate her. I think she's quirky and stuff like that. But there's no one.
But I don't think she's a bad guy.
I don't think there's any bad guy on this season.
She's the funniest person in the world. But if you play with her, you go crazy. She drive you insane. You can't tell her anything. She's telling everybody.
You can't play with that kind of crazy.
No, so let's get to the challenge, man. Let's get.
Jane, how would you work with Nora out there?
Probably not. Probably not. Because, I mean, I'm so busy all the time. I cannot stand lazy people that just lay around and do nothing.
There you go. Well, Karishma is very good at napping. So do not call her lazy. She's a professional napper. So don't call out Karishma.
No.
So Johnny, we go to this immunity challenge, and you basically have to toss coconuts into a basket and release your puzzle pieces and make the most simple puzzle in Survivor history. Now, in defense of the puzzle pieces do look.
Jane has that puzzle.
The puzzle pieces look heavy, and it was a very close challenge. But man, was that not the easiest puzzle in Survivor history?
I don't think the challenges really matter. I mean, like, before I've said this before, but before I did a podcast, I would, if I'm watching the show and I record it, I fast forward through a challenge unless I see somebody hit their nuts. Now that I do the podcast, I have to take notes. It is what it is, blah, blah, blah. But I will say this. I thought it was pretty cool that it was 1 second away from one tribe winning over another. So, it could be, who can count to 10 faster. If it's 1 second differential, I think that's pretty cool finish.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. But what I couldn't understand is if you are used to doing puzzles, you at least do the outside and then put the inside in. And they were just kind of like across the board.
Yeah.
Everyone has their system.
Well, some of us are better than others, Jane. Jane's strong-legged. You guys.
Same way of doing a slide puzzle. You start in the corner and go.
Start in the corner and go. There you go. The best survivor advice you've ever gotten. It's not from Johnny Fairplay. It's definitely not from Brett Levin. We'll start the corner, dum-dums.
But puzzles are the things nobody wants to volunteer. Yes?
Right. So anyways, dude, we see after this challenge is over. I love the challenge. I love these type of challenges. It was super close, but at the end of the day, we see Dean is kind of on the chopping block, right? Jamal and Karishma are wanting Dean out, and Dean thinks Nora is the one going home. But the key to this whole thing, which is what made Dean saved at this point, is Kelly's connection. They have, I think Kelly maybe knows Dean's ex-girlfriend or something. So Kelly wants to work with Dean, and she wants to use her idol. She only has 2 more tribals to use her idol. So she's look.
1, right? Or 2?
I think this is the one she had. I thought she had to use it.
Yeah,
she had to use it this time. Okay, cool. So she's like, you know what? I want to play this game.
Yeah.
Is that correct? She had to use it this time.
Yeah,
Right?
she had 2 tribals to use it, and this is the last one.
Okay, cool. So she basically wants to use her idol by giving her idol to Dean to save Dean, and so that she could potentially work with Dean. Look, when you're on Survivor and you're making relationships with people, you are trying to make any kind of connection that you can to hold on to. You have something in common. So like when I was on my season, I was like, we did a tribe swap and I was like, oh shit, man, I'm doomed. But I'm like, hey, Don, I'm a parent, you're a parent. We had these things in common, and you're trying to find these little kind of things. So the thing that Kelly and Dean have in common is they have a mutual friend. That's huge in a game of Survivor when everyone is strangers. So the fact that Kelly is willing to give Dean her idol, that says a lot about the trust that they could have in one another moving forward deep into the game.
Yeah, I'm going to double down on that, Matt, because I think she says it. She's like, oh, maybe he'll definitely be loyal to me for a while. But I saw it on Millennials versus Gen X when David in the 4th vote uses an idol for Jessica. We were voting out Jessica, and he used an idol for her. And first of all, she's brave because she can only use it one time, and now she's literally. What we found is, Jessica was loyal to David for the rest of the game because he used an idol on her in the 4th vote. So Dean's going to be loyal to her till the end, period. And I think it's a great move. She had to use the idol anyway. I think it was a perfect play on her part.
Yeah, I think Kelly is extremely smart. Even as we see her speak at Tribal Council, she's not playing around. I think she could go deep into the game. She's thinking about the different scenarios. And so basically we end up going to Tribal Council, and we obviously see that Nora is a loose damn cannon. And, Jamal kind of calls her out on some stuff, and she admits to, yeah, I was thinking about maybe writing your name down. And I think Nora sometimes needs to shut her mouth because it seems like she's getting in the trouble. And I don't see how anyone could trust Nora in a merged situation to stay loyal to anything.
the people who at tribal council get up and just run their mouth off at stuff, those are definitely the ones you really don't want to take anywhere. Because you can't trust what they're going to say.
Can't trust crazy.
No.
You can never trust crazy.
No.
Smart you can work with all day long because you know where smart is. Even if smart hates you on a personal level, you still know what smart's doing. Crazy, you never know what crazy's going to do.
Well, if you don't know when to zip the lip, those are the ones you definitely don't want to take.
Yeah, she's good. And I loved her empowering women speech. She was just like, I sit here and I think about the empowering women that I would love to sell Herbalife under me and my pyramid scam that I have going. You can sign up at nora.com/Herbalife pyramid scam. That's nora.com/Herbalife pyramid scam. And use promo code Survivor.
She's as we've seen so many times before, like we see the mergers coming, her stock's going to shoot through the roof because nobody's voting for Nora. So she's the one that they're going to drag to the end.
So Dean, Kelly ends up giving Dean his idol. Dean.
We tell people everything. Go ahead.
So Kelly gives the idol to Dean. Dean plays his idol, and then Jamal plays his idol for Nora. I didn't really totally understand Jamal playing the idol for Nora. Do you guys have any input or opinion on that strategy?
Yeah, I think he got bad info, right?
Yeah.
He got somebody told him that was the name. That's happening.
Yeah, I think that the guys. I think he got intel about the Girls Alliance, and then I bet he got fed some bad intel that there was a chink in the armor, and they were actually going to go after Nora. So he saw that chink in the armor is his way in, and he was going to make that move. Which, you know what, might work out going forward. I mean, like, the fact that he played an even though unsuccessfully, he might, like, that bond. Like, you look for every bond you can when you're out. Like, as soon as you get out there, like, we like, on Pro Islands, we jump off the boat. And Michelle's like, I'm scared I'm going to lose my glasses. So I took her glasses, I put them in my sock. I didn't use my legs to go to shore, and I just used my arms to get to shore because I didn't want to lose her glasses. So when we get to shore, I go, here's your glasses. She goes, oh, I also have contacts. And I'm just like, wow. And then if you notice, fast forward, 5 episodes, she's like, Sandra Diaz-20 is like, I got to the store at the same time. I'm like, I didn't use my legs, motherfucker. Let's race right now. Like, I raced Austin. Austin learned how to swim after Pearl Islands. We raced for $100. Guess who won? Johnny Fairplay. I can swim, motherfucker. So, but you're looking for that bond. I also get out there, and Sean Cohen, he's good friends with my buddy Alex Shabani. And Sean ran his mouth to anyone that would listen that he's going to do Survivor. I didn't tell, I told my inner circle, and that was it. So I get out there and just like, hey, you're friends with Alex Shabani. He's like, he's okay. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, you just look for anything.
Right, a connection.
So once you have a connection, that's good. But you give someone an immunity idol, there's nothing stronger. Because that, like, actions speak louder than words. Those actions are the strongest move you can make.
If you play an idol for someone, that you have them for the rest of the game. I believe. Unless
they're crazy.
Right, exactly.
And Nora's crazy. So argument might have been for not.
So Dean plays his idol. Jack goes home. Jamal apologizes to Jack. But, I think it was, Jack, to me, he wasn't the new Joey Amazing or the Malcolm that we thought maybe this kind of character could be. Jack goes home, and he claims it was like a lot harder than he thought it would be. Yeah, so I agree. It is a lot harder than when people are watching on TV. Survivor is the real deal. So Jack goes home, and I think at this point, moving forward, things next week, it looks like it's going to get completely interesting, and now the game is going to hit high gear. So
2-hour episode next week, man. It's a double episode. I did love the closing statement from Sandra. Dang, they got his ass, referring to Jack. And I don't think Sandra can appreciate an Aussie type character. So I think she was more than happy. Like, that's not someone Sandra really works with. That's the opposite of her style.
Right on. But, overall, I think it was a solid episode. I'm excited to see things moving forward. And Johnny Fairplay, it looks like you had a really good time with some awesome people there tonight.
We're gonna end on some craziness, Matt. So you know that when it's time for tribal, it's time for donuts, right? Oh boy.
Oh yes.
I would like to give away something really cool here because
What do you got? Manscaped?
I do.
More purple pills?
There it is right here. I have a Hearts Reality
More Viagra?
signed program. This is signed by all the reality stars there in Hearts Reality. It's over 100 stars signed this. It's autographed. And who wants to win this? This is very simple. I gave away donuts, Matt, before tribal because that's what you do. But I kept 24 donuts. So
Hands all went down.
the first person to eat 12 donuts versus the other person eating 12 donuts. It's only 12 donuts, guys. It's very simple. This is a challenge. Who's up for 12 donuts?
Let's see the hands.
We got one.
We got one guy.
It's the donut challenge.
Oh, I'm a Boston police officer. I've eaten my share of donuts. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Brett, you know what? Troy, you know you want this autograph.
You want it. Sandra Diaz.
Oh, boy. Sandra Diaz Twine's biggest fan, the winner of her lookalike Halloween contest.
Oh, yeah.
Is the battle.
And the accolades, I want to tell everyone there's no chocolate cover. There's no Boston cream. This is all glazed. They're very simple. As long as you know what you're doing, they should.
I mean, you guys would both like to be on Survivor, right? Okay, say hello to everybody, Hayes.
Hello.
That's Hayes. Corey, say hello to everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, Corey, you want to be on Survivor, right?
12 years.
He's auditioned 12 years.
Never stop.
Hayes, you ever want to be on Survivor?
Yes, but I've never auditioned.
Never. Well, this is it. You said there's footage that's gonna be out there of this. So the first person to eat 12 donuts, you get. You know what? I'm gonna up the ante because I think that's a pretty amazing prize. All those signatures from the Hearts Reality, over 100 reality stars.
Up the prize, Johnny. Up the prize. We need more for these guys. They're eating 12 donuts. We got Manscaped oils.
How about a Donovan sign?
Wow.
Donovan sign, Bob? Does that up the ante? Hold on.
And I've met Donovan. He's a great guy.
I'm gonna go one further. How about some Manscaped ball deodorant?
Who doesn't want that? There's women in the audience that want that for certain people.
And the crop reviver that tones and refreshes.
There we go.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? Count them down, folks. 3. Hold on. Not yet.
Everyone settle down. Let them get ready. Yeah, Johnny.
3. This is easy. It's just 12 donuts. No problem. No, you gotta get 12. Brett would love a Donovan sign pop. Are you kidding me?
Yes, I'm going to steal that if you guys don't eat these things.
All right, let's count down. 3, 2, 1, go!
And he's off to a good start. And we're going to be here for a while. You guys might want to go grab a beer.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's right. Take your time. Breathe.
Right.
Doubling up now. The Sandra look like is doubling up. He's not messing around. He's taking it very slow. And
There is no way that I could eat 12 donuts, even if I was starving on Survivor.
I don't know about that. You're doing good.
Hey, on that note, Matt, let's thank everybody. Go to TonyFairplay.com. Order yourself a T-shirt with every T-shirt you get Fairplay. We have a new T-shirt, Tribal. That means time for donuts. So get your donut T-shirt. Also, check out our fine folks at Manscaped.com. Use promo code Survivor for 20% off. Go to BlueChew.com. Get a hashtag super hard code Survivor for that as well. Send your pictures to @MattBishop on Twitter and @TheMattBishop on Instagram of your super hard ticks. Don't forget that. Become a patron. That is the best way to support the podcast. We do a weekly Q&A. This week it'll be dropping tomorrow. We have the top 10 heroes in the history of Survivor, according to me and Matt Bischoff. Some of our names are the same, some of us were very different. And I hated most of the people on both lists. And if you're listening, press subscribe on iTunes. And if you're watching, please, God damn it, press subscribe on YouTube.
Should we get them some water or something?
No, absolutely not. This is Survivor. This is not. So, and lastly, let me thank the good folks at Dirty Bull Brewing Company for having us here. This is really cool. And thank you, the fans, for joining me, myself, Brett LaBelle, James Bright, Dr. Allison, and a survivor that we cannot name that was also here.
And follow me at Brett LaBelle on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, there you go. And listen to your podcast.
Oh, Brett and Larry, please.
Yeah.
So we don't talk about donuts, though, but we will next week.
There you go. Jane?
Where can we follow you?
Oh, you can find me in Jackson Springs.
you can find Jane Jackson Springs. Matt Bischoff, thank you so much.
Love you, man.
Right on. Cheers, everybody. We will see you guys next week on Survivor NSFW. I hope you had a blast. Good night, y'all.
Good night, Matt.